Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Grind, episode 10, the season 1 finale of my speedrunning podcast. That's right, today is the last episode for this season. On this episode, we'll be talking about open opinions, game to watch, what's hot and what's not, ask me anything, and the final thoughts, and of course, the final conclusion. So let's jump into the finale of The Grind. Alright, so on this episode, we're going to be talking about farewells and endings. So today, as you guys know, is the end of season 1 for The Grind. A lot of endings and farewells for things don't necessarily mean it's the end. Talking about video games in general as well, you might have this PB and just be like, oh, I'm done with this game, and then a year later, there's going to be stuff that you find that's time saver or stuff like that. Um, so while farewells and endings aren't always, happy, but there's always a bit of sadness as well. So while it's been my pleasure bringing you this podcast, all good things must come to an end, as well, from a speedrunning point of view as well. Alright, games to watch. I've put the entire Pokemon series for this episode. I don't think I've mentioned a Pokemon game, um, like as a game to watch yet. So I've just put the entire series down. If you haven't watched a speed run of a Pokemon game, you probably should. They're all pretty good. There's a team um, called Pokemon Speedruns where you can just watch all Pokemon speedrunners. They're on the team. It's twitch.tv/team/PSR. Definitely go check them out. Everybody speedruns there. There's like not one speedrunner that comes to mind that aren't good or interactive or whatever. Definitely go check them out. Um, it's a RPG basically, and as you can see, reading there, it's pretty cool game. Definitely check them out. All right, what's hot? All right, original soundtrack CDs. I recently picked up Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers CDs. They're all pretty good. Um, they are collector's and limited editions of things. Anything that's sort of rare and valuable is pretty cool. And what's not is cutscenes. I mean, you skip most cutscenes in the speed run, but I mean, from a casual point of view, I guess cutscenes aren't that bad. This is from a speedrunning perspective. Like, you don't really want to be sitting through thousands of cutscenes. What's not being tired, obviously. Nobody likes being tired. Moving on. Alright. Ask me anything answers. During last episode, I said you can send me Ask Me Anything. We have had a few questions, so I am going to answer all of them. Um, First question is, what is the best tactic for memorizing a route? Again, this answer can vary, um, because it's how you perceive it. So for me, I just do things over and over. You might just practice one section, then move on to the next section, to the next section. Um, I think for most people, though, or speaking from my experience, just put things in bits. Let's just say you're doing Pokemon Red, for example. Just practice to the Brock split. Okay, cool. Got the Brock split down. Practice to Route 3. Practice to Route 3 to Mount Moon, etc. Yada yada yada. If you work by sections like that, I mean, you get a lot of practice in the early game, so definitely try and practice all sections of the game. Next question is, do you have some routing tips and tricks? Well, that basically kind of the same answer I'm going to give. Um, Write things down. Just write things down on a notepad. Watch other runners. If there isn't anybody to watch, you can always go to like the speedrun.com website, look at the top times, jot something down. Just keep practicing, honestly. Uh, Last question is, what's my secret to menus? Um, well, for those who don't know, my famous GT menu man moment, I will link that in the description. I'm not really that good at menus. This is a bit of a troll question, but I'll answer it anyway. Just secret of menu. I mean, sometimes I have my good moments, but yeah, my secret is just don't do what I do. And final thoughts on the grind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been my privilege to bring you the grind over the last 10 episodes. I hope you've learned something from the speedrunning podcast. It all started out in episode 1. We had speedrunning lingo. We had the Hall of Fame. We had who to watch, hots, what's hot and what's not. I myself, as a broadcaster, as a podcaster owner, JT Magic Man, have really enjoyed the last 10 episodes. Maybe, just maybe in the future, there might be even more. My final thoughts? I hope at least one or two of you have enjoyed my podcast and have learned something from speedrunning in general. I started this as a bit of more of a fun thing, but over the time, I have really enjoyed working on it. Had a lot of mixed feedback, good, bad, in between, but I did relatively enjoy it as a whole. Alright, other stuff I wanted to touch on. I went too far. Other stuff I wanted to touch on. If you haven't followed me on Twitch, give me a follow. Twitch.tv/JTMagicMan. I just do speedruns on my channel, but this being the last episode of the podcast, it means that I won't be doing this as much anymore. But who knows? This is the last episode of season 1, as you guys know. And yeah, like I already said already, I've really enjoyed doing this podcast, bringing you guys speedrunning stuff, just talking and having a bit of fun and alerting you to other cool people in the community. But as one adventure ends, another one may be just around the corner. In the meantime, you can always follow me on my Twitch or subscribe to my YouTube. Will there be a next time for the grind? I'm not sure. But for now, like I said, it's been my honor and my privilege giving you guys this podcast over the last 10 episodes. For now, my friends, I wish you farewell. All the best from JT Magic Man and the grind. Thank you for listening.